Adam, can you hear me? I just let him in, so hopefully he's coming. Oh, there he is. Can you hear Adam?
I can hear you guys.
Oh, good. We can hear you too. That's great.
Good.
Hey, I can't believe I did this. We've got a new, they've got a guidebook now. It's actually pretty good, but it's still a lot of steps. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be starting in just a minute.
All right.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear us?
Good. Yep.
Good.
Loud and clear. You're on tech duty tonight, huh?
Yeah, I can't get the TV screen to work here, but I know it's going. I know it's streaming live, so it should be on YouTube anyway. So
Yeah.
that's all that matters, I think.
Okay. So I heard today that you don't have to draft meeting minutes for the Public Meetings Act. Now you can just, as long as you post the link to the video meeting.
So you don't think we have to have minutes anymore?
Yeah, you don't have to draft minutes.
Oh, really? Huh. Well, we got them for this meeting, so. You're in
Well,
now?
and we should double check that, but I heard that. So
That's
I
interesting.
thought
Well,
pass
I'll
it
still
along.
take notes, and if we don't have to, that'll be one less chore I have to do.
Right.
Hey, Laura, how are you?
Good. How are you, Ed?
Good. I'm in two places.
I noticed that. I was trying to see if you were Wade. I was like, who is sitting at the dais there?
Hey guys.
Ed, how are you?
I did get a text from Maria. She is probably not going to make it. She's got a basketball game for her daughter, so. And I know Jim was at a meeting earlier because Ed and I were in a meeting, and he said he was tied up, so I'm not sure if he'll be here right off the bat or even for the whole meeting. It's hard to tell. So that means we've got Adam, we've got Ed, we've got me, we got Laura. We need one more person.
What about Kevin? Is he?
Kevin said he was going to try. He's going to do it by YouTube, though. I mean, by Zoom, so we can wait for him for a second. Let me go over and check and see if he's logged in.
I'm surprised the TV's not working.
I can't understand that. It says, it tells me to connect it, and I did it, so. There's Katie. Katie's on. Yeah, so far he's on. Let's see him. Let's see. Participants, we only got 5. I don't see anybody else signing in yet, so. We'll wait a couple more minutes. I don't see Kevin waiting to come in either, or Jim, so if we get one more, we'll have enough to have a quorum, so.
Let's see if I can text Kevin.
Yeah, just 5 right now.
All right, let's text Kevin. Oh, okay.
It's a smart guess, that's not it. Should be HDMI 1, but it's not. I've got a duplicate here too. Here it says duplicate, it should do it. It's not.
Is the HDMI plugged up on there?
No, I don't see an HDMI. This is for this camera right here.
Okay.
I don't see an HDMI plugged into this.
And I'm wondering what's plugged into the monitor down there.
Still 5 participants. Adam, you, me, that's it. That's only 3.
Jim just texted. I think it was Jim that said he was going to be at town hall in a minute.
Oh, someone just wrote to the group?
Yeah, I think it was Jim, right?
They can't see it?
Yeah, it was Jim. Yeah, so Jim will be here in a minute.
Jim said you said Jim said what?
He'll be here in a few.
Oh,
Let me see something else. Try my, let me scoot behind you. Let me see.
yeah, I think I did everything to connect it, so I don't see anything else that I'm not doing, but it's definitely, I mean, it's streaming, as you can see, but it's not displaying on the
Got
TV.
the stream.
Maybe that camera's not on, maybe that's it. Is that what it,
Which
no,
one?
that
No,
camera's
that-
not it. That camera's,
No, because it's coming from this side one, because you could see it in.
well, the YouTube stream comes from that one though, doesn't it? that's wrong. Inputs, HDMI 1, I guess, I don't know. No signal detected.
Where's the, in that book, since we got a little time,
He said he'll be here in a few minutes.
in that book where the person put those directions,
He said turn the two TVs on, but he didn't say anything. He did say connect the TV, and there's a place down here to do that, which I thought I did, but. So okay, that's audio. We did, this is live, this is a YouTube setup. Let me see about the TVs.
because there has to be something that connects it. to this.
YouTube live setup. Video will appear here, so we've already seen, that's already there. I can see it on my screen. Okay, turn on both two TVs.
So we did this with that one,
Yeah,
and you got, that one's
it's
on,
on.
okay?
Click this icon on the right, and it says connect. That's what I did. It says down here. Down here. It says connect. Oops, where is it?
All right. Go back to that one, and you get that connect thing.
Connect. It won't let me do it.
Is this touchscreen?
No. Connect. See, that's the display. It says right here, too.
All right.
Click on connect.
Okay.
Select the device should match what is displayed on the TV screens. SWD. It's the same thing. So I click on that. And it says connected.
All right, now let's see.
Allow mouse input from the device. Okay, that's fine. And so you change projection mode. See, that says just computer right there, right? So
Click duplicate,
it should be duplicate. And nothing comes up.
and then let's see something else.
What's second screen only? What's that do? Nope, that doesn't do either.
Do duplicate.
Extend doesn't either. So I'm not sure why.
And that, what's the remote for that one? Let's see.
Right here.
So we get this.
It's input video, Vizio, and the input is only one that's lit is HDMI 1. So I would think that's it, but
See, go back to your input. Can you scroll through or nothing doesn't scroll?
yeah, there's HDMI. That's the second signal.
Okay, let's see.
That's 3. If you go up, you'll see it again. No signal. Comp TV. No signal there. Computer TV. Do it again. TV, will that do it? Nope. Tuner has not been identified. SmartCast can't be yet. SmartCast, that can't be it. That's HDMI 1 again. Weird. Doing something wrong. I don't know what it is.
We got all the way to here.
Yeah. Well, at least the public can see it.
Public can see it.
We can't, but that's okay.
It's weird.
Yeah. I had trouble with that before, but I'm sure I'm sure he'll tell me something's wrong that I'm doing there. See, there's nothing else. Connect to a wireless display, but it can't be that.
Well, you know, I'm wondering.
Maybe.
Try it. Doesn't hurt.
That's right there. Maybe it is it. Well, I got the HDMI 2 there, so maybe it's back again. Let me go back.
Because you're thinking, what, that's the, one's the power cord, this one goes to the camera. This goes to the microphone.
Yeah. And now it says disconnected again. It keeps disconnecting, so maybe there's something wrong there. See, it's connecting now, but it just keeps cutting off, is what it is. Connected. Change projection mode. Duplicate.
And that's just, this one's just for the sound,
Yeah,
Oh, that's
those are all the
soundboard.
sound boxes. Now it says it's connected to SWBW 449035.
Try the smart cast.
All right. Fine. No network detected. See, it's not, maybe the internet's not working on that thing. That's weird.
Yes, normally there would be a connector. This would have this. Cable.
It's not connected to the internet, but I can't imagine that's the problem. But maybe it is, I don't know. Password I forgot now, I gotta look it up. Oh, that's right, he told me, he didn't tell me what it was. He said it was already, it's into the system, so it should automatically come up, but it's not. See that? Well, I'll have to talk to him and see what I did wrong. I did something wrong. As long as they can see us and people
Yeah.
live can see us, we did all we can do.
We tried. All right.
At least the YouTube's going and they're going, and we'll record the meetings, so. I think Jim just came in.
Turn that one off.
Is that Jim or somebody else? That's Jim. Okay, I think we're gonna get ready. Jim's just walking in now, so everybody still on? Hello?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
we're good.
Hey, buddy?
Yep.
Okay, everybody's on? Good. All right, thanks. Sorry for the delay. As long as you guys are on, we got 4 people then, because Adam's on, I'm on, Jim's here, and Ed's here, so we got a quorum. Everybody agreed on that?
Sounds good. We're all here.
All right.
Quorum it is.
Thank, Laura's on, and Katie's on from her office, so.
Not
and
a
then-
quarrel.
And Adam is as well, so.
Quorum.
Good. Thanks all for joining. Start with the adoption of the minutes from the last meeting, the May 12th meeting. I sent those around. Hopefully people looked at them. Anybody have any rejections or revisions to them? If not, would somebody make a motion to approve them?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the last fair access meeting.
There a second?
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thanks. Thought I'd start off first with updates on the debates. We're not going to go over these in detail except the 23rd one, which is upcoming. We already know about the April 28th. I think all of you have heard about that, or if you didn't, you attended. I think the main point of that debate to me was that we got all four of the main candidates, and I think the questions were good. I think we got some good answers, so not much more we can ask than to have the folks who are going to represent us, one of them, to that debate, so that was good.
Yeah, Link, nice job. A very, you get better every debate.
The May 22nd, we wanted it on Whalen Commons, but fortunately, we predicted the storm and we hit it just right. Otherwise, we would have been in trouble. But that was a very good debate, too. In fact, I think it was probably stronger. I think the questions were a lot more pointed and tight, and I think they gave some good answers. And they also debated some, which was actually very good, I thought. So overall, again, I thought it was a good debate, and I'm glad we had it. We got, very rarely are you going to get potential leader for the county to come out here, and that was a good event. So I don't know if anybody else had any observations, but I think it went off very well. And then the 23rd, so where we are in that, I have contacted 5 of the at-large candidates, and I've also sent an email to the Democratic Party and the Republican Party just to let them know it's coming. The 5 major candidates, other than Evan Glass, I have not heard from him directly, but earlier on I did, and he said he'd come, so I think he still is going to come. But we know Gabe Albernaz, it's on his calendar. We know that Will Jomando has it on his calendar. We know that Scott Goldberg said he's coming, and that Lori Gales is coming. So those are 4 candidates, major candidates running, and I'm pretty sure Evan will be coming too. So I think we got it all set up for the 23rd. Same time as the other debates, 6 to 7:30. And the PACC, again, is a co-sponsor. We've worked very well with them. Tom has been a great player and a partner for us.
How about Tom Hooker?
That's right. I didn't reach out to him, so I will do that. Yep.
And
Forget
so
about Tom Hooker.
Lorianne Sales.
Yep. I did reach out to her.
Lorianne, right?
She was actually sitting next to me at the
Yeah.
groundbreaking and said she had it on her calendar. So I'll reach out to Tom Hooker. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot he switched from county executive to at-large candidate. So I think that's good. If any of you can come that night, it would be very much appreciated. And certainly, we may need some help, certainly getting cards from the audiences from questions. Some of the questions in the last debate really were audience questions. About 6 or 7 were used, so that was good.
How are we doing with promoting it out into the,
I have not done a lot yet, honestly, so we need to start ramping that up.
I'll put together one of my Facebook posts for it and put a little bio for the candidates, et cetera. Have it out on Monday of next week, so then you can be, or Tuesday of next week, and then so we'll have a week lead time, and then we'll hit them again like on before the 23rd.
okay, 'cause
Two big Facebook posts to everybody that is on Facebook at all the various pages. I'm not sure what else we could do besides put it on the.
we should put it on the marquee, because
Yeah.
I always think, the other thing, if you do the
He's got the monocle too covered.
you got the monocle, if you do the posts that you do, right, then I could send something to Marie with,
PAC.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think another thing would be good, Jim, is I think 30 people on my list that I invited to your reception for Andrew. So I'm going to hit them up again, just to invite them to the.
Sure. Yeah, there are people that are interested in
Yeah.
what's going on. That's
I
for
think
sure.
Val could do the same with her. I want to send her a quick text on that.
Well,
Just,
you know what, since we're naming folks to hit with that, and because it would be nice to pack the room, and I'm thinking some of our PTA, if they can send it out,
oh, yeah.
right?
Maria McGuire actually is very good about that. She's still in the PTA, and she reaches
So
out to all
let's
of
ask
them.
Maria McGuire.
Yeah.
She would do that.
I'll send her a
You wanna talk
text.
to her?
Yeah, I'll send her a text.
Okay.
So she said she just sent me a text saying she can't make the meeting. It looks like so I'll do that. Anything, Laura, from your end that in terms of promoting it?
We will go ahead and invite the media, and we can, post on Facebook as well. As a reminder, we have that one graphic that included all of the forums, and I think we individually have graphics as well. So we'll do both, reaching out to the community as well as reaching out to the media.
So you're going to reach out to the PASC,
Yeah, I'll take care of that. You're gonna take care of Marie.
right?
What about some of the local churches? And at least letting them know it's gonna be televised.
Yeah,
we'll go live on YouTube.
I have all their emails, so I'll do that.
Okay.
Email them, and also I'll hit Tom up again. Tom Kettler also sends an email to all these
You can
members.
send it to the chamber. We
Yeah.
took care of. We got schools with the PTA. We
Yeah.
have clergy with the churches.
Yeah,
Are we leaving anybody out?
I think those are the main ones.
The general public, we'll put it on the marquee.
Right.
the Facebook
That's
page.
always really helpful too. Yep. Jim can take care of that. Putting it on the marquee out front.
Yeah, we'll do. Already sent it.
And if you hit up Val just to have her email her
Yes.
invitees, that would be great.
Yep, we'll do. Take care of both the marquee and talk to Val about hitting her contacts. And I'll hit the same contacts that I did, and I'll do the Facebook posts.
Okay. Sounds good. I think we pretty much did this last time, and we've all 2 times so far, we've gotten a full
Full
crowd,
house.
so
Yeah.
I think they should have been impressed. In fact, I can tell you this, I saw Marilyn at the reception that Jim had for Andrew, and I was talking to her about her debate experience. She said, I can tell you that yours has been the most full and the most interesting debate I've had so far.
Oh, really? Oh,
And
that's
she
good
just
to hear.
came from one right before then. She said, guess how many people were at that debate? And I said, I don't know. She said 4. So,
What?
yeah, she said they really didn't do a job.
4 people showed up?
It was some kind of a human rights organization. She said, I just
Oh
don't
my
know if
God,
they,
what
it
a
was middle of the day
disaster.
too. So it's probably bad timing, but still. It was telecast on YouTube, but even so.
What a disaster.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So good job. I think the groundbreaking was the same in terms of that. Getting people out has just been very impressive, I think, to folks who come up here. All right, so moving on. Jim, you want to give us a quick update on what we know about White's Ferry at this point?
Yeah, so the dialogue in a very muted sense has continued, and it's kind of fun, interesting that I think that now Fair Access and specifically Link and I have just our job has been to keep the pot on as much of a boil as we can keep it boiling on. We recently heard from our Department of Transportation, who may or may not. I don't think we ever got a confirmation that they met with the Loudoun County DOT. I'm not sure that's confirmed or not. But the message was that let them continue their discussions and their talks with the Virginia side, and don't stir up the pot if we can help it through some sort of direct contact, et cetera. That being said, I mean, we have definitely had direct contact with Libby Devlin and try to compare notes with her. And apparently she is going to be having a meeting with somebody at Loudoun County here in the next few days. So really, we have no good news. But we do know that everybody is focused on it and that there is apparently some sort of work being done. I wish I could say more, but I really don't know more.
That's about it. I think that's good. Fair overview for the people. Any other comments on that? So let's move on to the PHS construction and the community center. I sent you all an email I got from Mary Gies, who's Andrew's staff person, verifying that the budget for the high school and the budget for the POR for the community center has gotten through the budget the CIP and was approved on May 26th, and all that it's required now is for the county executive to approve it, but obviously that's a done deal. So all of that has been done. One remaining, as Jim and I saw it, and I think Ed probably saw the same thing at the groundbreaking, that we're still not 100% sure on the expanded gym, although I did have a chance to talk to the superintendent directly, and I asked her if it's going to happen. We still haven't got a plan or any schematic or anything, and she said it is on our radar screen, and she basically implied that it's going to happen. So I suspect it will. I think partly what's going on is the staff is still trying to figure out this, how to draw it, and probably the funding, and because those things have to be done. The micro stuff has to be done, not just the high level stuff. So I think it will happen, but we can't ignore that. And so we're Ed and Jim and I are planning to do a sort of a kind of a congratulatory, but also it's been great to be partners, kind of a letter after the groundbreaking, just saying this has been a great example of partnership, and it's been good that you've been listening to us. Fair Access Committee was formed for this purpose, and we're drawing on the strength and partnership instincts of our community, and we really look forward to continued efforts in this area. And we specifically mentioned the expanded gym as one of the items that needs to be on that radar screen. So hopefully that'll help cement that in too. Anybody want to make any thought or offer any thoughts about the groundbreaking, other than it was, I think, very well done and great turnout by the Poolesville population. And we also got great media for the town. WJLA was brief, but just showing Poolesville with a lot of money going in for a new school, I'm sure is a good symbol for us to have out there. So beyond that, anybody else got any comments?
Laura, thanks again for your help with that one too. It was great to see like this trioca of media between WJLA and Miriam Shabazz, Poolesville High School alumni with MyMC Media, and other media people there. That was, we appreciate you getting everything, all those components lined up, and it was nice to see the coverage of something that might be a non-event in other places, but certainly is a big deal here, especially the day after, we had our playground burned down. So it was nice to see that there was still a positive spin besides the disappointment of having to deal with the playground. So we appreciate your work on that.
It looks like, Laura, were you getting ready to say something?
We also captured a lot of video content and sound bites with several of the committee members here, as well as members of the community. some of the county elected officials, at least Andrew Friedson. So we are going to be sending to you, and Katie, feel free to jump in, some video content that will roll out on social media this week. Katie, is that right?
Yeah, we have a really great recap video we'll share with you tomorrow morning before we post it. And then we also have a nice soundbite too that we'll follow up on as an additional piece of content just to celebrate the day.
Yeah,
And
it
then
should.
we'll work on.
I don't think a lot of the folks probably knew this, but we had Laura and her team actually interviewing a whole bunch of folks, which is great. So there's a lot of stuff we can use for content we can use for the Poolsville Day breakfast. And also in the short term, as Katie said, we can do some stuff we can post now. So should be really good.
Yeah, great job, you guys, seizing the moment there and getting all the interviews you did, and that was good stuff. Well done.
I also talked to Randy, and he asked me to write up an article on it. And he also will. It looks to me like he'll do a 2-page spread of pictures from the event, which would be great too for the monocles. So just good reinforcement. Anything else on that front?
I think one of the things we could do as we do the letter to Dr. McKnight, perhaps a letter to the school administrative team and the school staff at Poolsville, just congratulating them, because they're stuck in the middle of where we're advocating. They work for the school system, but I think acknowledging them for and we're congratulating and acknowledging them, because it could be tough if you are in the middle.
I give them a lot of credit, though. I spoke to both Principal Carruthers and Susan Croner, the business manager, at length that morning. Just kind of I stopped in just to see how they were doing and see if they need help, like town help with getting the setup done. And so we were commiserating about all the work that still has to take place that's going to take place over the next couple of years, and the displacement, and moving the kids around and doing everything. They've got parking, everything they've got to take care of. And it was remarkable when they were both really, neither one of them, like I think I would have been if I was the principal, I'm like, yeah, we got our hands full. There's no question. We're going to really have to dig in. They were both, no, we got it. This is going to be good. We got a good plan. I think the plan's going to be fine. I was like, well, more power to you guys. It's the biggest disruption in any school's history in this area. And they both seem to feel good about the plan and the direction they're headed with it. So I was like, all right, well, good. You don't need us. Don't call. No, no. I told them the town's ready to do whatever we need to do to help them do things. So, and we want to stay coordinated with them as well.
Okay.
I think it was noteworthy too that not one but many, if not most, of the speakers for the county leadership, whether it be the superintendent or the county executive or council members, all talked about not only the school but the community center, the wellness center. Will Joanda was adamant it's going to happen. We're going to make it happen. So, I mean, again, we've got a lot of work to do to keep the fires going. But one of the things that struck me really there, and then Andrew Friedson and at the locals event. In the last year, we've changed the dynamic so much because people actually have got an education about what's going on out here, and that's really what it took. It took them actually seeing it, getting constant exposure to it, and I'm not saying that the last 30 years of advocacy have been wasted. I just think that it's such a big county and so much is going on down county. Mm-hmm. It's very hard for them to absorb what it can mean to live out here and not have some of the things we've been talking about. And I think they're now getting it. At least some of them are, so it's very good.
Yeah, education's been a big part of what we've done. Not just trying to work with people and get our way, but had to reset their baseline.
Mm-hmm. That's important.
All right. Just another quick thing on going to the community center for a minute again. I got an email, and Jim and I met, as you know, with Greg Assant's staff about their beginning the POR process. They've reached out to a few groups already, including the PASC, who submitted, I thought, some really good, solid comments based on what Ed and I had a discussion today with a bunch of students. And based on that, I think we need a lot more work to try to get some really solid input on what the student and teen needs are for a community center. The seniors have done a great job of doing that, and I think they build a center that can do the kind of things they're talking about, it'd be fantastic. But I think these students, and several of them, and Ed can elaborate, but they spoke about the need to have a place to do things after school. They all referenced the community center as that kind of place. And Ed was right. We do have their places to do it, but it can be the place that especially since it's right near the school, where these kids can begin to actually get into some activities that would be fruitful and helpful to them, so.
Right, and just looking at one of the things that we have an opportunity to do is to hear the ideas of our middle school kids, our high school kids, and even our elementary and just the parents. And so one of the students that we met with today was talking about working with some of the SGAs at the different schools so that they could, at their schools, they could go through and ask the other students, what kinds of things would you want? And then being able to come back and point to one of us to gather the information so you don't have everybody coming where it's unorganized, but being able to gather the information, funnel it to a point person, and then they share that.
I think it's great. They probably have not done that to any large degree over the years, I would imagine.
No. That's great. Before we get to the last item, I didn't put this in the agenda, but I sent it around to you and I wanted to raise it because it really has to do with the Poolsville Day. We talked some time ago about what are we going to do at Poolsville Day, and one of the ideas that we kicked around and I drafted up a framework to do it is something called a Champion of the Western County Award that we'd like to make at the Poolsville Day breakfast. It probably would be no surprise. I think I have an idea who that person ought to be, but it could be more than one. There's no reason we have to only have one. We could have more than one. But I think the idea would be to, again, just build on the reputation we've got as an organization that matters to or should matter to county leaders by showing them that when they do show up and when they do things that make a difference, people recognize it. And, politicians like to have these kinds of awards. There's nothing wrong with doing something like that. So I pretty much think we've got it the right way, but if you guys have any comments like in the next week or two on what this framework looks like and what I've put down here, let me know. I'd like to get this finalized because before Poolsville Day, we're going to have a vote of this committee as to who we think ought to get that award.
We'll create nominations and
Yeah.
a vote. Yeah.
And we also ought to think about what it ought to look like maybe it's just a certificate. I don't know. Maybe it's more than that.
Big trophy.
Maybe. Yeah. I haven't thought of what it looked like, but maybe it's just
Plaque's easy.
maybe it's our logo. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
I think a simple plaque. I mean, my thought is it's a nice, elegant, not too gaudy, but a nice, elegant plaque that would have the logo in there.
Yeah.
But then some wording, something that you would be proud to display, and as a reminder of why whoever it is has to continue to be a champion for Poolsville.
Right. Well, give it some thought. If there's anything, I don't think, Adam, you saw this originally. The other committee members all did. But, if you've got any input, that would be great. I'd like to get it finalized. And by the July meeting is the next one. And I think probably by that meeting, we should be deciding what we're going to do, both at Poolsville Day, breakfast, and also what the award is who's the awardee is going to be. One of the themes that we thought about, and I think it's becoming more clear after the groundbreaking that this is the right theme, is not to do what we've done in the past breakfasts, which have been very much focused on this equity issue, the lack of equity, why you need to act to change that dynamic. And that doesn't mean we don't continue to say there's some things that need to get done, but we were thinking this might be more of a celebratory kind of a meeting. So we have a 3-minute video, good, well done video, using some of the footage that Laura's got and other things that, as time goes on that we can find, but just conveying that message that, we started from the premise that, we think this county's about equity, fair access, put the focus on that issue. County officials listened, and now today we have a school now being rebuilt, and we got a community center that looks like it's on the cusp of happening. So that kind of message in the video, and then the award would be another part of it. Ed was suggesting is the last Poolsville breakfast, we had a bunch of charts around, and they were basically charts saying, hey, we don't have a gym, here's why this is important, those kinds of things. This time maybe we have charts that schematic of the school. In other words, the positive stuff that is happening. So not that we don't end with some kind of hey, by the way, we've got a lot more work to do, but that's kind of the theme we're thinking about. So keep that in your mind. If you have other thoughts about what to add to that and how to make it more robust, let me know. So
I'm just imagining us that we put together like on easels, large size pictures of like the school in progress and cross vines, and The hub and spoke, right? Maggie, I know I'm going to live and die on that phrase. Maggie Nightingale Library, the streetscape, the things that have been accomplished, funded, etc. But then I just had a chuckle because I thought, then we just fold those pictures down and we have all the next ones up. A rendering of the bubble over the pool. I mean, for each one, and I'm sure it would get a laugh, but it would also like focus.
Sends a message.
Yeah, shows some focus points. Yeah, we've got plenty still to do, guys.
So
team.
now take that same concept and you have the celebratory atmosphere, and so in there you have the you say this is where we were, we asked for, you delivered,
Yeah.
all right, and we celebrate, and then we close out. So what's next? Hey guys, we got more work to do.
Yeah.
The pool still needs a bubble. Whatever, we highlight the top 2 or 3 projects that need to happen next. But being able to just share this a year, we asked for, right, or we advocated for, or whatever. We got to come up with the right language, but then we begin to celebrate so folks can see this is how they delivered. And I think that piece is really important from even putting in the POC for the POR, for the community center, and then the wellness piece, the school, and so hopefully by the time we get there, there'll be confirmation for the gym as well.
Yeah, and I think what we'll do is I think we can easily do this is if we determine that this is the theme for the breakfast, then we work on really crystallizing our next set of deliverables,
Right.
so that they can be outlined. And not that we're not doing that already. I mean, the guys they kind of know where we are, but they kind of don't know. So we need to really outline those objectives, those future objectives, and then let them know what we're shooting for.
Okay.
I mean, we've done it to some degree because obviously we haven't accomplished everything we need to accomplish, and I don't know if we ever will. But
Well, the list will always grow with time.
yeah,
Keep in mind too that this is an election year, so
We
the
gotta-
primaries will be over.
yeah.
And I don't know whether we want to try to incorporate something like a panel or something. Maybe that's too much of a distraction. I don't
Maybe
know.
not at the breakfast.
Yeah, but just keep that in mind. People are going to want to come to this for that reason. So.
Yeah,
But we could plant the seed for a panel because we could host one more once you have who's actually running.
Yeah, I guess you could
We
do
could
that.
even
in
host-
between the two.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even a meeting.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I mean, again, probably the only contested Democrat-Republican race is going to be
County executive.
No, potentially governor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should host one.
Yeah,
We
so
should
that would
definitely
be the only one that I think is going to have a Republican. The primaries are going to tell the story here
Yeah.
for the most
The
part.
governor
so.
might be interesting if we could get them to debate. Might be where this.
There was no reason why they wouldn't or couldn't, especially
I'm just
once
saying
it,
stretch and getting him to come here to debate. I
no,
agree
we
with
do
you.
it.
Yeah.
No, once it get no, I think you're right. Once
Yeah.
it gets winnowed down at the primary, which
After post primary, I think then we hit them up.
Yeah.
most of the candidates know where Poolsville is,
Yeah.
so that's a good sign. Peter Francho's been here. We've entertained a bunch of those guys, and Aruna lives 5 miles away.
Yeah,
Right.
and I know
So-
Wes Moore.
Yeah, good.
He can come out here.
I really hope those guys jump up and really run a sharp campaign over the next month to make this thing,
Yeah.
to really put this race on tight terms. I hope they do that.
Well, the primary is the July 19th, right?
Right, for everybody.
Right. Okay.
So
the
those,
governor one is crowded.
yeah, they're sprinting right now. This is a sprint for 8 different candidates.
Right.
So that's going to weed itself out, and then but I said that I think they're going to have a fairly robust, just because we have a Republican governor now, that the Republican governor candidate's going to have a, good, that'll be an interesting race.
Mhm.
Most of the race is going to be done in July, so.
But you guys are really advocating, though, after the primaries are over, we have a gubernatorial debate.
Yeah.
I would say if we could, that would be
I think it's- I
spectacular.
think
I
it's
would
worth trying.
remove the if we could and just say we will.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we should try it. I mean, what the heck?
Yeah, after the primaries.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I think they're pretty much having forums every night or every other
Yeah.
night all the way through
And they're
right
looking
now.
for those
Right.
big numbers.
Yeah.
All right, so there it is. I think once we, after post
That'd be great.
primary,
That would
we start.
that'd be a home run.
I mean,
we can do that.
And I'm not trying to say that we were any kind of a springboard, but I will never forget when Larry Hogan came to Poolsville Day, marched in the parade, and the amount of people that were going nuts over him.
Right.
That was, I think several of us looked at each other and go, "Oh well, I mean, I know this is Poolsville, but this is going to be a hell of a race." So.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
That's a good thought. All right, and then the only other thing on Poolsville Day I'll just reinforce is we have the caterer already set up. So a lot of the work is going to be the day before, which is basically the setup, and we'll have the elementary school like we did always, I think, again, and also planning for make sure we invite everybody and planning to make sure they are all greeted and that kind of thing the morning of. So that's where a lot of the work comes in. So. But we've gotten used to it. I think we'll be able to do it fine. So, Laura, did you have any thoughts about the video and any planning for that going forward, or starting to put together a theme for what the video would look like? You don't have to do that right now, but I just thought if you had thoughts of that.
Yeah, we can start to script it out. And one thing, we have a lot of video and still photography from when the Fair Access Committee started. So, as you know, we've documented it, your progress along the way. So we definitely want to pull in some of that imagery from the last 4 years to tell the story. So we can start to shape that and maybe put together an outline because we do want to get going on that so that you're all really pleased with the end product. And, that takes some back and forth. So we can work on getting that outlined, a bit of a script together. And send that over for your review, in the coming weeks, if that makes sense for you guys.
Yeah.
So I think Laura, I mean, you got it right. I think that is part of the story of the accomplishments is also obviously coincides with Fair Access's impact, and so that's probably not bad to tell this, because. None of the people sitting behind the desk, you guys, none of us are trying to hear for the glory, obviously, because it's been a lot of work for, very little glory, and that's okay. That's how we roll. But I think it's important to tell the story, especially on Poolsville Day, and I think you got this right, Lauren. You always realize things before we do. That it's impactful to talk about fair access as a force. And a group that cannot be left out of the discussion, and here are the reasons why, and then that can tail into the accomplishments. So I think I know that's where you're headed with this, and I think that's smart.
I was just looking last night again briefly at some of the stuff we have done over the last 4 years, and I still have the headline, and I forgot which paper it was in, but when we released our white paper, I was shocked. We got into some media. I think it was My MC Media and was Bethesda Beat, but group releases visions paper on co-located community center and high school. And I was like, wow, we have arrived. So, yeah, it really has been an amazing ride in some ways. The editorial we did in the Washington Post about the dark side of the ag reserve. I mean, these are all things that really have helped to add momentum and grew the group as a force. So, yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah, and also the including the health outcomes. Travis Gales being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talking about the recognition of the terrible news.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you got plenty to work there from an outline perspective, Laura. That'll be good. This is going to be something that we can, again, it assigns a gravitas to the accomplishments and the work that we do, so that they know that you got to come to Poolsville every Poolsville Day. You gotta you're going to have a group that you've got to work with, and there's always going to be goals to be accomplished. So yeah, it's good.
The only other thing I've got on the agenda just quickly is to, the other thing, of course, we always do, which is part of how we have influence, is participating in the budget process. And as you know, it really starts as early as August when the Board of Education begins to put together its recommendations. So, and the testimony starts in September, October, and then we go into November and the county executive begins to put his budget together. So it's going to be interesting to, as Jim said, to see what it is we know we want the community center funded. We know we want the bubble over the pool. But in terms of anything else in the other schools, is there something else we should be focusing on there? I don't know. I think the PTSAs can handle the stuff like getting a new HVAC system and things like that. That's not our role, I don't think. But something that is significant that affects the broader Western community in some of those schools, is something we should be thinking about. So, somebody have a thought?
No, Laura was muting. Gotcha.
The only thing I can add to that is we should talk. There's a bit of a disconnect, and that maybe we'll be able to smooth this over time between the PTSA, the Booster Club, their relationships with the business manager at Poolsville High School, and then our goals. Someone could easily just throw on the list, hey, we'd much rather have a turf field than we would have a bubble over the pool. If you're going to prioritize it, this is what we would do. But one is a county facility not related to schools, and the other one is, not just school related, but there are suggested pathways to get those goals accomplished that don't necessarily just fall right into fair access asking for $2 million from someplace. So we will have to figure out how the positioning of those as time goes on, because they do have goals, but there are these pathways out there that we know about through the principal and through the business manager, and maybe some of these relationships that we've created and leveraged here are going to help us get that organized. But there's going to be some big money needs that aren't going to be through the traditional funding of the school rebuild process. So we're going to have to talk to our partners, PTSA partners, our Booster Club partners, and really see if we can how we can help them.
That's a good point. Maybe we should actually think about calling a joint meeting with the PTSA leadership and us before the next school year gets started, just to see if there's any. I think they recognize now that we've been good partners and we've helped them get to a place that was helpful. Is there something else we could do to help you? That's significant, so.
No, I totally agree, and I would say I would include the boosters too, because they've shown that they can really raise money, and everybody likes the idea of you're putting money in. What's the phrase again? They keep saying skin in the game, right?
Yeah, put some skin in the game.
I think I'm blocking on that. I think I've heard it too many times. But yeah, they put skin in the game. So the Booster Club has shown they can do that. If anybody's listening or is going to listen to the Booster Club, I apologize for throwing you like on top of the bus right now. But it's something that we can all work together on. So
All right.
yeah, good point.
Anything else for the good of the order? Anybody has?
No, I think we're good.
So the July meeting, I forgot when it is, but it's going to be pretty important, I think, because we need to really start honing in on the Poolsville Day breakfast, which is only 2 months after that. So,
You got the date by chance for the July meeting?
let me look here. It's the third Tuesday, second Tuesday, or Thursday. So
Oh, here I can pull it up. Then. The second Tuesday, the 11th
second Thursday.
of Thursday, 14th. Okay, July
14th. Okay.
All right.
All right. Anything else for the good of the order? Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I'm looking at you, Ed.
I was looking at Adam.
Adam, do you want to do that?
Yeah, motion to adjourn. Second that. Sorry.
I'll second Adam's motion.
Right.
I thought Adam went the first and the second.
It sounded like you did.
He said Ed second that.
Don't over.
I got two kids
Adam.
running around. I can hear barely hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay in your lane, buddy.
Adam got the first one. I'll do the second one.
There you go.
All right, Link, you want to do all in favor?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See you guys later.
All right,
Thanks.
Adam.
right.
See you later, buddy.
Hey,
See you,
take care,
Laura.
guys.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, don't forget to turn up the YouTube link.
What's Laura's assistant's name?
Oh, shit. I do.
Jackie? Laura, you still on?
Did you end it, Link? Laura was muted. I left.
Yep.
Yeah, she did.
End stream. It's ended. Yeah, I don't